Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a nursing question and answer video. I get a lot of questions underneath of my videos and also on my Snapchat, and sometimes I just don't get a chance to answer the comments or the questions because school is like really kicking my butt, and I know it's no excuse to not get back to you guys, but as soon as I take these last two exams, I will get back to filming and answering all of your questions, and I totally promise. Let's jump into these questions. The very first one I get a lot, and there are so many different opinions on this. So the question is, do you have to have nursing experience before going into L&D? And that is so hard to answer because I see it on both ends. Let's start with this one. It depends on the hospital. Some hospitals do require you to have nursing experience before going into labor and delivery. The hospital that I work at, we do not require you to have nursing experience. You can be a new grad coming straight out of nursing school. Do I think it should be done? If you know truly deep in your heart that labor and delivery is what you want, I don't necessarily see a harm or foul going straight into labor and delivery. What I can say is it's very focused. It's almost as if you should, oh, sorry, it's my daughter in the background, but it's almost as if you should know other nursing. If I would have had the opportunity to go straight into labor and delivery, I think I would have. That was my plan. Do I think I'm happy about going into cardiac? Because I was a cardiac nurse before labor and delivery, and you know what? I'm actually glad I did get that experience because I learned other things, and most importantly, I learned critical thinking skills. I learned how to put together, let's see, the big picture. So I learned things about, you learn them in the book at school too, but when you really see it on the floor, you're trying to learn how to worry about heart rate and blood pressures and oxygen saturations on top of disease processes that these patients have. But if you go into labor and delivery, you're expected to know all of this stuff and focus on the pregnant mom and watch out for the baby. So I know I'm not really answering the question, but I am. If labor and delivery is what you want and you know you want it, you can do it. However, if you have the opportunity to get some other experience in the hospital somewhere else, I do think it would be beneficial. Okay? Next question is, how do you balance home and work? That is a topic that I could do a whole video on because it is so hard. And you know what? It's funny because I'm still learning how to do that. I thought I kind of had a nice little rhythm going, but then when I went into school, I threw something else into the mix. So the best thing I can say, and I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk about this planner, but plan it out. You have to plan it out. Because if not, you're going to be trying to pull yourself from the left to the right, the left to right, and it's not good. It is not good because you want to fulfill so many different areas in your life as far as your significant other, your kids, it might be church activities, it might be your friends, but sometimes somebody's going to have to take a back seat, and you have to choose who's going to be the back seat passenger sometimes. So what I normally do is I write everything down. When I get my assignments at the beginning of the semester, that's the first thing I throw into my calendar. So I throw down what I know needs to be done. I write down my schedule for work in there so I know when I'm supposed to be working, and then I know that I want certain activities done with my children. So what do? I plan out what I want to do, and I plug them in on days that I know I don't have to work around different projects and things like that. And then sometimes other things pop up, like, I don't know, a movie might come out, or somebody's having a birthday party or whatever. Something pops up unexpectedly. If I can go, I can go. If I can't, I already have scheduled activities for them. If you have time, you can throw it on there. If not, That's one of those backseat times. So, like I said, get a planner or write it out or whatever it is that you do. You can put it in your phone. I'm not good with putting it in my phone because I need to see everything at one time. I can't just scroll little boxes. No, I gotta touch it. I gotta see it. So the best thing I can say is plan it out. What was my favorite thing about nursing school? Graduating. Okay, no, seriously, graduating was the best thing about nursing school because school was so freaking difficult. But if I had to choose one thing, I would say my OB rotation, clinical rotation. I had the best time. I mean, I knew I wanted labor and delivery, but when I had to do my clinical site, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was going to be a labor and delivery nurse. Half of the stuff that they did, I didn't even know they did it, and I was really on board. So I think that was my favorite thing about nursing school, and also the class. I love learning about it too. So let's see. How did you study for the NCLEX? I actually just filmed this video, so I'm not going to go into a big story about it. But basically, I took a prep course. I got a lot of books, and I studied my butt off. I did a whole bunch of practice questions. I did a little bit of content review, but a bunch of practice questions and studied the strategies. Next question. How do you avoid nurse burnout? You don't. I mean, you can try, but at some point in your career, you're going to get burned out because you work so much. You have an outside life, and you want to do different things like, you know, I don't know if you want to do committees and things like that at work, but even if you don't, if you just constantly working those hard 12 hours, certain patients are heavy. You know, not only are they physically heavy, you know, the workload, but emotionally, some of the stuff is really, really heavy. So you have to choose, I don't know, a hobby or something on the side that you like to do to help you avoid it. You know, I like to do things like go get a massage, go get a mani and a pedi, movies. I binge watch YouTube videos and Netflix videos, anything. I sit and I take long hot bubble baths and I just relax. And granted, it's harder to do now that I have children, but these are some of the things that I did before I had kids. How long were your nursing school lectures? I went to class once a week. Well, each class was one day a week. And they were about 3 hours long because I would get off work. I would have to be there at 6, and I didn't get out of class until 9:30. No, it started at 6:30, and I would get out at like 9:30 or so. So yeah, 3 hours of long, boring lectures. Boring. I never paid attention in class. It was just verbatim. They would give us the PowerPoint presentations before we got to class. I already read them, so they're like verbatim reading back to me. I never paid. Don't listen to me. Enjoy your classes, okay? What hours do you work? So it depends on which area of nursing you're in, but if you're in a hospital, you tend to do 12-hour shifts. Some hospitals do 8-hour shifts and you work maybe 4 days a week. But if you do at my hospital 12-hour shifts, you work between 1 to 3 days a week. So if you're full-time, you're working 3 12-hour shifts a week. If you're part-time, 2 12-hour shifts, and so forth and so on. You can be PRN when you work a minimum amount. I think normally it's about, for my hospital, I think it's 6 shifts in 8 weeks. So you just pick whatever 6 shifts you want to work. They're all going to be 12 hours, and yeah. And they're between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. If you work day shift, and night shift is 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. What's the grossest thing you've ever had to do in nursing? There have been some pretty gross things that I have experienced. but I think to this day was unimpacting a patient. If you don't know what unimpact means, go ahead and look it up. I'm not about to explain that or the procedure. Basically, you're going to help someone who's constipated become unconstipated. And all I can tell you is, in the end, I had a mountain in front of me. A mountain. Never again. Never again. Next question. What's the best thing about labor and delivery? There are so many things that I could name. To this date, the best thing for me has been watching the reaction of the dads. You know what? If you want to cry on labor and delivery, 9 times out of 10, you can watch the dad and you are going to cry. Like, they are so emotional. And it's so sweet because half the time you see these big manly men and they are, you know, kind of taking care of their wife or their significant other, and they're so sweet, you know, so sweet to them, so caring, and, you know, things like that. But when this baby comes out, this baby that they are getting to meet for the very first time, now mind you, the mom is getting to meet them for the very first time as well, but she has grown this baby in her belly for 40 weeks, you know, plus or minus a couple of weeks. She knows this baby already, you know. I mean, not necessarily know, but she knows this baby. This is the very first time that the dad's really going to get to meet this baby or really get to know this baby, because they don't get to feel kicks and movements, and, you know, they don't get to learn their patterns of being awake or sleep or reacting to food. So watching them is so amazing, so amazing. But if I had to have a close second of something that's not necessarily emotional, because I know you guys were looking for a different answer, it would have to be just watching the baby come out. That is like such an amazing process. If you just wait until you see it, you're either going to be totally and completely disgusted, or you are going to love it. Just wait. I can't wait for you to see it. Next question. Did you work and go to school? Yes, I did. I had bills, so I didn't have the luxury of not working. Some nursing schools will say they don't want you to work when you're in school, but I couldn't afford not to work. I had to be to work. I had to be to work by 8 o'clock in the morning. I would get off at 4. I had to be to school by 6:30. I would get out to school at 9:30. I would normally get home at I would say about 10:30 or so. I would have to eat, shower, and then study, which I did until about 3 o'clock in the morning. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. In between that, I would talk on the phone to like friends or my boyfriend and wake up and do it all over again. Pretty much my life. That's all I did. What was the worst thing about nursing school? Pretty much the amount of information that I had to learn in a short amount of time. I think that's what I hated the most, because learning the information, if it's something that you're interested in, you don't necessarily mind learning about it or reading about it. It's just, my program was, it wasn't necessarily accelerated, but if you wanted to do the non-traditional route, because you could take classes, like one class could be 3 days a week and you will only go for like maybe 45 minutes or an hour, you can do that. But for the non-traditional student, which I was someone who was already working and out of school and things like that, I went once a week for 3-hour classes, and then my clinicals would be, I think, 8 hours, 6 or 8 hours long. I can't remember how long they were, but yeah, so it was like learning a whole bunch of information in a week, and you had to come back and know that information. Then you start on something new, a whole another week, you learn another, 3 chapters or so. So I think that was the worst part. It was a lot. Did I get to read everything? No. I should have. Even now, I think that's what I hate most about school, is the amount of information that I have to absorb. Do I still read everything that I should? No, I don't, but I try. So, yeah, that's what I hate the most and what I still hate. Next question is, how long does it take for you to be confident as a new nurse? You know what? My preceptor, when I first started, told me that it takes 6 months to be comfortable and a year to be confident. So my last and final question is, what type of schoolwork do you do in nursing school? So there's a lot of different things. So of course you take exams, you have quizzes. When it comes to clinical stuff, you have like test outs. So they teach you something and you have to learn how to do it step by step. Your teacher watches you do it. Also have group assignments, PowerPoint presentations, and I think that, care plans. You do a lot of care plans. So, yeah, that's basically it. It's a lot of studying, but hey, I got through it. You can get through it too. So those are all the questions that I have today. I hope you learned a lot. If I didn't get to your question, hopefully I'll do it in my next question and answer video. If this video sparked any new questions, just leave them below or hit me up on my Snapchat. And I'll even try to answer your questions there, and I'll also put them in a new question and answer video. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social medias, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video and you want to continue to see more content from me. Okay, so I'll see you next time, and bye.